Welcome to the Angels and Awakening podcast. I'm your angel medium, Julie Jancis, and today we're sharing your angel stories. Why do our angels and loved ones above show us signs? Yes, they want us to know they're okay and at peace, but deeper than that, they want us to connect with them so that they can help us more from the other side. Friends, it all begins with your intuition, vibration, and experiencing oneness. Your intuition is your soul's voice. It's also how your loved ones talk to you from heaven. In this podcast, we teach you how to turn up the volume on your intuition so that you can hear their loving messages more clearly. We also teach you how to raise your vibration and feel your oneness with all that is. Friends, you are here to love, give love, receive love, be love, radiate love. And because your soul is love, all you really ever have to do is just be. Hello, beautiful souls. Welcome to the Angels and Awakening podcast. I'm your host, Julie Jancis, and today we are here with Xenia. I love this name. It is so beautiful. Xenia, thank you for being here to share your angel stories.
Thank you for having me. It's really nice to meet you. I'm excited.
Yay! I'm so excited to meet you too. Okay, so take it away. Let's hear your first one.
Well, the one originally I was going to tell you about, it's definitely escalated since I reached out, which I thought it's been pretty interesting. But I'll start off with the one that I reached out to, which I call that Sleepy Xenia. I don't know what caused me to send that email. I did it right before bed. And the next morning I saw the response saying, great. And I thought, So it's been an interesting month or so, but I've been speaking a lot with my grandfather, and that's who I connect to. I'm originally from Barcelona, so I call him my Avi. And I've been doing when I was painting. And so I decided on my sign to be a Brontosaurus. It's the dinosaur with a really long neck because he had given me this toy when I was younger. And so it was really something that I held close. And I knew it was odd enough that I would be able to spot it easily. And so a day passed and I was sending, and I told him, Avi, you're going to have to really put it in my face, because if not, I'm going to second guess it. And I work from home just like everybody else right now, but I was my best friend, and also happens to be neighbor, came over to see if we wanted to take the pups on the walk, and it just wasn't working out. And I said, thank you so much. No, I'm going to stay here. And I was getting some work done. Well, she returned and just had a big smile on her face. And I was like, what's going on? And walked up and pulled out from behind her back and put it right in my face in a very weird, a way that you wouldn't really present it to someone. But in my face was this ceramic, large Brontosaurus. And I immediately just started to tear up because I knew exactly what that was, who it was from. And it felt really special that it came from her as well. And so I asked her, where did this come from? Why did you grab it? Where? I needed answers, basically. I was so lost for words. She told me she was walking, and there was this woman on the sidewalk just selling ceramics, and she saw it and she thought, Xenia needs that. And the woman tried to deter her from buying it. She's like, actually, it doesn't really hold coins, don't buy it. It's fumbly because it's supposed to be a piggy bank, but it's quirky and I love it. And she was so determined and was like, no, she needs this. It's almost like she, felt so strongly about it. And that really validated it for me. And so I feel so lucky that my first sign is something that I get to hold and touch and cherish and look at every day.
That is just incredible. And I love how you've been like holding it up, like
I know.
been talking. It's like the cutest little ceramic brontosaurus.
Yeah.
And I mean, this thing isn't little.
No.
Yeah, it's like from your heart chakra up to the top of your head.
Yes.
And like a brontosaurus, like, is not a gift that you get just any day. I love this story. I love this story for so many reasons, but there are a lot of healers out there who will say, tell spirit the sign that you want them to bring you, because, it is a way of working with our egoic minds. And this is where the angels and our loved ones really come in on our spirit teams on the same page, because this is what they're trying to do over and over again in so many different ways. The reason that we call them angel numbers is because they're trying to get into your egoic mind over and over and over again to undo those subconscious negative thoughts. And just like you did. And Xenia, I love how you asked for the brontosaurus, because you knew that you were just going, it's not like you have little kids right now, right? That this
no
popping
There's no reason I should have this.
And I didn't know that, but that's what your grandpa said too, is that you don't have, any reason for a brontosaurus to come into your life. So you can use that. Anybody listening can say, God, angels, spirit team, loved ones, or a particular loved one on the other side, I want to see blank, and then put it out there and then forget it. The part that I think a lot of people have trouble with and struggle with is that they add on this extra part to the sentence where they will say, show me by tonight. And when I am in sessions with folks, their spirit teams always coming through that are saying, can you tell them we're trying, but we can't do it in that time frame? Like they needed time. Your grandpa needed time to be able to get her to this market, to be able to impress upon her heart, this is for Xenia. She has to have this. And it came to you, but it doesn't always happen, like we blink, we snap our fingers and it's there. They need a couple of days sometimes to be able to get it in the works.
Definitely. And since then, they haven't been tangible, but I've had the funnest brontosaurus signs. And so it's so unique that even a hamster house, have you ever seen a plastic hamster house, a huge brontosaurus? That was so fun to see.
Where did you see that?
Petco, and I've not seen it since I took a picture of it, and I have it, but I just thought that was really amazing.
One of the things that Spirit's been working with me a lot on lately is, and you know what? My egoic mind comes in on this sometimes because when I was in college, I messed up philosophy and psychology of like what the two were. And I didn't go to school. Well, there was a Yahoo, I think the first year of college, and then Google came in, but Google it didn't become a thing for a lot longer, like for 4 years. So nobody was sitting around freshman year of college being like, well, just Google that,
Right.
So I went and took psychology classes, really thinking that I was going to dive into philosophy and not understanding. So Spirit has been bringing in a lot of philosophy because it does tie into spirituality a lot. And they have been talking about different things and how everything is just vibrational frequency. Like I'm looking out my window right now, I'm looking at you on Zoom, and there's all of these different colors, but all of those colors are just vibrational frequency. And where I'm going with this is everything that we see, we think it is the window or the painting or the brontosaurus. But just like sound, there are different sounds that you can hear and other people can't hear. I do wonder sometimes if they're able to change the vibrational frequency for us to see, for us to get a symbol when they need us to. And you see this sometimes in doppelgangers, because this comes in as a spirit sign sometimes as well, where I've had it with my dad a couple of times where I'll be out and you almost get a flash, like that person, oh my God, like that person just walked by, like that was my dad. I wonder if they're able to like recode the vibrations that we're seeing right in that moment for us to see what they need us to see. Does that make sense?
That makes total sense, because my whole life, I've always thought I've had ear issues. I hear buzzing and the vibration. And I've really noticed that when I'm going through something or having an experience or need to rethink something, I'm hearing that. So it's just more often, and I'm just being thankful in that moment for that download, because I realize that that's something I actually get, and I'm now figuring out what that feels like, but also what that sounds like, which is really interesting. And I'm realizing I may not know in that moment what it is, but I'll figure it out later. It'll come to me. I'm just going to say thank you.
And that's it. That is so it. You've got it down. It's patience and knowing that it's not all supposed to come on a silver platter, that we get one breadcrumb at a time or one puzzle piece at a time. And when the time is right for us to put it into motion, that's when we get the bigger picture of the whole puzzle. And we're like, oh, that's what you've been trying to say for the last 6 months. Yeah. I love that. Okay. So Xenia, there's another story too, right?
Yes, I have actually. So part of the anxiety I felt after I reached out and realized, oh my gosh, I'm going to be on the podcast, is I felt, how silly. I'm only going to tell that one story. I don't have any stories. And I really felt like my Avi was like, hold on, just wait. And it's just been one after the other, and it's been really exciting. And I also had the feeling on the date, when the only day that was available that worked for me, that something was going to be happening, and there was going to be a reason that I feel like I'm getting all these dinosaur signs, and I'm like, oh, great. But I'm not getting the message behind them, or I don't know. That's a sense. And when I got that, I was like, oh, okay. And Julie, my whole life has changed this week. It's been really confrontational. I have stood up for myself. It's been, he has shown up in so many ways. So I'll tell it really quick, because I know I said one or two, and then my Avi was like, but wait. But the one I want to talk about that happened recently was the Angel Index that you recommend. I love that, because I've been working a lot with numbers, and I get the digital clocks, and I have a book that I work with that, but it doesn't cover all of them. And I wanted that. And so it was at the beginning of actually this week that this happened. And I was getting ready. I was having a hard time, and I was filling up gas. And I said, okay, Avi, angels, I need a sign right now. So I'm just going to let it fill up the tank. And if you could do 2 repeating numbers in the first slot of the price, I will look that up specifically because I like to say that when I'm going to look it up specifically so they know kind of what numbers and know what message. I don't know, that makes sense to me. So I asked specifically the Angel Index, and it clicked. And I said, I'm not going to top it off. I'm not going to do anything. And I looked, and it said 2 repeating numbers, 4-4. And I looked it up, and it was so specific to the situation this week and what I needed to hear, that it was moving, really. I felt so much love, because I know he shows up and they show up, but to have it be boom, because they knew in that moment that that's what needed to happen.
That's amazing. So tell us more about this week and everything that's been happening.
Okay. So Sleepy Xenia, she's done a couple weird things. And I think this is, right when you get tired, it's feel like I'm kind of channeling in a way. I sent you the message. The other thing I did was I ordered the 23andMe thing, which really random. I've kind of been wanting to do it, and that was a lifelong project that my grandfather, my Avi, had. And so he physically did it. I'm originally from Barcelona, Spain, so his project was trying to find somebody that left Spain. And so he would go around, as part of his job was traveling, and just find all these documents and people by hand. And he had these binders, and it was something that I thought was so magical. And so I ordered it, and I thought, oh my gosh, how weird. Hey, at least I got it 50% off. Let's go with it. I have wanted to do it. When it gets here, I'll do it. I was talking to my aunt and uncle, and I told them that I had ordered this, and they said, that is so funny that you said that, because we recently received, and he's, it's been several years since he passed away. They just now, during the pandemic, received a letter from a distant family member thanking him because he found a family member that had been killed during the war, and they didn't know what happened to them. And so it was, the coincidence there, and it felt really like I was helping finish this project. And so I was really excited because the date it was going to come in was my uncle's birthday. And I thought, oh, how I love when things like that happen. And yesterday was the big day. It was a confrontational day, but it was me kind of standing up for myself, which is hard to do. And I think my Avi knew I needed a little bit, and the results showed up yesterday instead of mid-January. They showed up yesterday, and it was just lifted my spirits and made the whole day completely different. And thank goodness he never finished, because 200 years, nobody except for, my immediate family left Spain. So I completed that project, which was really awesome. But I don't know, the coincidence there was really neat. And it's coming to, just yesterday.
That is amazing. That is so amazing. I'm so excited for you. So when it comes to this too, I forget what you had said before, but it kind of struck me just, how things happen in that day. Oh, that's what it was. You were saying that you felt like something was going to happen because you registered to be on the podcast and went through, and, there's just like a little form, check a couple of questions off, I think over a month ago. But you had the feeling when you did that it was the day that you were supposed to be on the show because something was going to happen that day. It was so funny because I had totally forgotten about this, but yesterday was my wedding anniversary. We got married 2 days after Christmas, and I haven't thought about this in a long time, but I used to be an event planner, did different things for colleges and universities but for a period of time, what I would do would be to plan events, right? And then this one event though that I held was for band alumni that were in the band when they were in school. And actually, for anybody who's listening who is in the band in high school or college, you'll get a kick out of this. But I used to think for events, I would have to order more alcohol for the Greek events, but you don't. You have to order more alcohol for the band events because they're the biggest partiers. It's so funny. So I was getting ready for this event, and it wasn't a big event. I was used to putting on events for hundreds of people, and it was a smaller event, but I had this feeling within me, like there was just this energy of today's an important day, like this is an important event. And I wasn't getting a specific, like, you're going to meet the person that you're going to marry tonight at this event. It was just simply like, I couldn't stop moving every centerpiece and just making sure every little candle was perfectly placed. And I think I spent all day arranging and rearranging things before this event kicked off at 7 p.m. And that's the night that I met my husband. But I had this feeling all day long, like, this is important. This is important. What is happening tonight is one of those big life things. And I'll never forget too, just like him. And when he came in the door, and my grandma had always said, find somebody, if they polish their shoes, that you're good to go. Because if they take care of their stuff and they look sharp, you know that they will take care of stuff at home too. And I looked down at his shoes and I was like, oh my God, polished shoes.
I love that. That's so funny. I actually got the ringing right when you started telling the story. And that's actually essentially what I do for work and what I did beforehand is event planning. So that's really funny. So that story kind of resonated in a lot of ways for me.
Amazing. So in the Angel membership, I have been channeling messages from Spirit. And one of the messages that they have really been bringing through over and over again to everyone there is that if your soul is here on earth right now, your soul has deep, deep purpose in this lifetime. And friends, over in the Angel membership, the entire month of May, you can jump in anytime you want, but starting May 1st, what we're diving into is your soul's purpose. What is your soul really here for? You know, Spirit says to look at your entire life as a book, and that there is a purpose in every chapter of your life. But when you really understand all of these different parts, all of these different chapters of purpose, and really have this big bird's eye view, you understand the mission of your life. You understand why you're here. And it really anchors you into the work that you're doing in your everyday life. Friends, some of you have said, Julie, but I don't know anything. Like, I don't know where my purpose is. I don't even know where to begin on this. And some of you have said, Julie, I feel like I do have a bit of a grasp on what my soul's purpose is, but I want to clarify it. Friends, it does not matter which category you're in. It doesn't matter where you start, because this course is going to lead you through everything that you need to know. So if you're interested in this work, join the Angel membership for the month of May. You'll get 4 teaching videos where we talk about purpose, and a correlating workbook that walks you through journal prompts to really help you understand your purpose at a deeper level. You'll also get Reiki energy healings that help walk you through with your angels how to connect with your purpose. And you'll also get live access to me in 2 live group question and answer sessions during the month. All right, friends, this is the entire month of May. If you want details on how to register for the Angel membership, just go below to the show notes, and all of that information is right there. Now let's get back to the show.
I don't know. I don't know if I can tell one more, but it's one that I've had an epiphany of. This is my big, I get downloads, and I essentially got my first download that I can remember when I was 19. I wrote a novel in the middle of my anatomy class in a month. I mean, chapters and everything from beginning to end. And now I realize a lot of the characters, I mean, the main character, that's my current boyfriend. And I mean, it's amazing. And I wrote a second one, but I mean, you shouldn't be able to write books this clearly, but I saw it, and I would see it during the day, and I would just get home and write it down, and I would think that was normal. Well, cut back to about 2 years ago, my neighbor is talking about her career. She works with the autistic community, and boom. I mean, she describes that my eyes got wide-eyed. I just saw this place, and it was inclusive, and I started writing down the different places and what I was going to do in the events. And one of those aspects was virtual events. And this was way before, any pandemic. And I thought, how could I explain to people that it's easier for you to socialize and learn new skills if you're at home in the safety of your home, and then you come out and, meet. But how are people going to see you can do yoga on camera? Because I just saw it.
Yeah.
And then when the pandemic happened, I was like, I know what to do. I know what to do. And the nonprofit has just taken off during this time because I already had that in my business plan. I had seen that, taking place and being functional and widespread 2 years ago, obviously not realizing the, terrible, ness that comes with it. But
amazing. That is incredible. I love those visions, and I'll share one more thing too, because it's the gift of like sight, right? That is the gift of your imagination, no matter what anybody else tells you, just like that voice within you. And we say you have the voice of your egoic mind or the voice of your intuition within you. You also have that within your gift of sight. So your imagination is a tool, just like that voice within you is a tool. It's your sight. So you can call it your imagination. You can call it your third eye. You're saying the same things. It's whether or not what you're seeing is really of the egoic mind and what it wants, or of spirit and God and what God wants. And so it was funny because we've been home for Christmas break and my daughter's been watching this show on Disney, Raven's Home. And in it, she has visions. And in this show, her son has visions. And then this episode is all about how he's going to tell his mom that he has visions too. So I'm cleaning up, in the room that she's watching this show on the TV. And I go, mommy has visions. And she's like, what? And I go, yeah. And it's hereditary too, which means that you're going to have it as well. Because actually, I know that she's a much older soul than even I am. And I know that she's here to do much more than even I'm here to do. And so her eyes got really big. But
love that.
I
know. Because as a child, it just feels normal. That was part of my everyday. It was just really visual. And I could even play where I would just lay perfectly still. And then I would just imagine whatever story I wanted to be in, and I would be in it. And that seemed normal to me. And now I'm realizing that's my connection to spirit.
It's also what your grandfather is wanting you to know. It's also how they bring in the puzzle pieces. So you'll have glimpses, you'll have glimpses of, like, I can remember being a little girl and knowing, like, having these glimpses of having a family one day and having, kids and having, I can remember being in middle school and our neighbors across the street had 2 small Shih Tzus. And then I had this flash into the future of like, oh my God, like I can see my life. I can see the kids. I can see my husband. I can see, having these 2 little dogs, but it doesn't totally make sense to you, like while you're in your life, because as a middle schooler, you're like, well, okay, now I'm just going to get on with the rest of my day. They're almost like puzzle pieces that spirit's just like gently placing in your hand. And they want you to take that puzzle piece and like go put it in that nice box underneath your bed, right? And just keep it. And when it's time for it, it does all click. It does all fit together. And you know what? I have never seen this before, but as you and I are talking, your grandfather's bringing in another piece. I'm like, what? How did I not put this together before? What your grandfather is saying is that you're given these puzzle pieces and you do put together these puzzles. Think about like a 500-piece puzzle and you get one piece at the time until you're like, oh, that's it. That's it. I got the whole 500 pieces together. The piece that your grandfather just said is that, but your whole life is one puzzle after another until you get to be 85, 90 years old and you look back and he just showed me all of the puzzles clicking together themselves. So let's say you have 100 500-piece puzzles. And then when you're 85, you look back and you're like, oh, that's it. I get it. But flow and faith and trust is the hard part along the way of, okay, I got this puzzle piece. Don't have any clue, what this final product looks like. But God, I have faith in you. And God, I am just trusting. And God, I know that you are going to lead us where this needs to go.
I love that. And that definitely makes sense. And I feel like this year, especially, I'm just turned 33 and I see that and I'm able, and that I wanted to laugh because that's, while you were talking about that, I was envisioning myself scrambling and writing that down in my anatomy class and realizing, no, that wasn't the point. It was a puzzle piece for later, not, because at the time I wanted to be a writer and that was, it'll come later. And I keep saying, maybe it'll be my retirement plan but I'm realizing, because I do get these big ideas that I could build a whole thing with. And now I'm realizing, no, it's step by step and I'm following those steps. And that's actually what this week was about, is coming to terms with, I've got this. And I have been letting someone walk all over me and take advantage of that. And I had to finally, say no. And I'm worth standing up for. And I've been doing the work and I will continue to do the work. And I don't need that energy. And that was, my face is getting red just thinking about it because it's hard, but
yeah. I have to run to another angel story share, but I have to let you know your grandfather has brought it up 4 times. I don't know what's going on with where you stand with relationship or where you stand with having kids. And I'm not saying this because you have to have kids, but if we were in a session, it's just something like this is really what he's impressing upon my heart to share with you. He said, everything is going to work out. He shows me that family picture for you too, and you having those kids. And he said, it's all going to happen much sooner than you think it is.
I've been kind of worried about that because as you see with the startup, I'm in the middle of starting up a nonprofit and I feel that coming. It's weird. I feel it. And, with the pandemic, I put it on hold because of that, but I feel it coming and I've had that anxiety of, can I juggle it all? And
absolutely you can.
Mm-hmm. Thank you. Thank you. I really needed this and you don't know, you've done so much. And my grandma was so excited. She kept saying, oh, Xenia's going to talk to Avi today. So thank you.
Of course. Well, tell us 1 or 2 sentences about the nonprofit and where people can go visit and check out more of it.
Wonderful. Yeah, it's called Sensory Friendly San Diego. And so it's free opportunities for neurodiverse teens and adults. And they can go to www.sensoryfriendlysandiego.org. And we are also on Instagram.
Awesome. Xenia, thank you so much for being on the show. All my love to you, friend.
Thanks and Happy New Year.
You too. Mwah. Bye.
Bye.
Beautiful souls, I'm so excited to announce that my book on angels and how they're working miracles in your life will be available on Amazon fall of 2021. If you're listening on or after fall of 2021, check it out. Friends, if you'd like to work with me each week, my angel membership program is perfect for you. You can join at any time and you get access to past courses. In 2021, I'll be teaching you about a new topic each month. We started the year in February with a course on oneness and raising your vibration. March is angel communication, how to hear your angels. April is trusting your intuition. May is knowing your soul's purpose. June is working with Archangel Raphael to learn self-energy healing techniques and Chakras 101. July is rewriting the stories you've been holding on to. August is all about rewiring your mind to move past blocks. September is energetically working through ancestral trauma. October is working with your inner child and Archangel Michael. November is a guide to being an empath. Then we're rounding out the year with a course in December that helps you connect with your loved ones on the other side to help you deepen your personal connection with them. And in January 2022, we'll be back with a whole new course on manifestation and co-creation. You get all of this live group access to me, 2 new pre-recorded Reiki healings, and advance notice to book a session with me when you're an Angel member. Sign up for the Angel membership anytime. If you're listening in 2022, please know that we're planning to add new content each month. For details and to sign up, view the show notes below. Friends, the only thing that's not included in the Angel membership right now is the Angel Reiki School, where you learn to develop your unique spiritual gifts. Whereas the Angel membership is about your awakening journey and your personal spiritual growth. The Angel Reiki School, on the other hand, certifies you as an Angel Reiki Master Teacher and teaches you the art of energy healing and bringing through messages for your clients. Friends, if you're feeling called to the Angel Reiki School, it's because the souls you're here to help on earth, well, their omnipresent piece of them, their higher selves on the other side, that's what's behind you, pushing you, fueling you to become who you're meant to be. Because when you do, they know your work will shift the trajectory of their life here. That's what I mean when I say you have big, big purpose in this lifetime. A new class of the Angel Reiki School starts on the 1st of each month. Speaking of the Angel Reiki School, we're going to need about 800 volunteers this year. We select volunteers from people who've written a 5-star positive review and emailed us a copy. That way, we have a way of contacting you for your free volunteer session. Many of you have asked if I'm still booking sessions, and the answer to that is yes. I love, love, love my sessions with you. We have a new system where we send out an email once a month with a link to my calendar for you to book online. It's really easy. All you have to do is sign up to be on my email list on my website, theangelmedium.com. I've been spending a ton of time going live with you on Instagram, TikTok, and Facebook, and I'm having a blast with it. Join me over on social and our newly launched YouTube channel for tons of new content, teaching videos, and actual video footage of these podcast episodes. Friends, from the bottom of my heart, thank you so, so much for being part of this community and listening to this show. I truly feel that this is your show and the Angels show, and I just feel so blessed to be a part of it. You're the most supportive community a podcaster could have. I pray for you every day. If you have a special prayer request, you can submit it through my website homepage, and I'll be praying for you personally. Now for the oneness meditation, which is the last 5 minutes of every episode. And as you do this meditation, you'll raise your vibration and the vibration of the planet. Friends, what I want you to do is to just get into a relaxed position. If you are driving, operating machinery, need to concentrate, then this meditation is not for you. But anyone who is able to focus their attention on it, please join me. Friends, I want you to start by taking a deep breath in and a deep breath out. And I want you to imagine that your socks, your shoes are off, and that your bare feet are able to connect with the soil of the earth. And down through the bottom, the soles of your feet, are these large roots that go down far and wide into the earth. Those roots go down far and wide, anchoring you into the earth as if you were a tree yourself. And up through those roots comes this beautiful, yummy, tingly energy. Begins to tingle at the tip of your toes. I want you to allow this yummy, tingly energy to just dance up over your feet, around your ankles. Feel this yummy, tingly energy as it moves up over your calves, your shins, all the way up to your knees. Feel this energy at your knees and allow it to move up the thighs, the hamstrings, all the way up to the sides of the hips. I want you to allow this energy to move from the hips up to the base of your spine, the base of your stomach. And I want you to feel this energy as it climbs up the spine and the stomach, all the way up until it reaches your heart. As you feel this yummy, tingly, sparkly energy surrounding the outside of your heart, filling the inside of your heart, notice how your entire body comes into a gentle state of ease. Allow this energy to move up into the shoulders, into the neck. Feel it as it fills your entire head, front to back, side to side, top to bottom. And then feel this energy as it moves through the hair follicles on the top of your head, so that you feel this yummy tingliness 2 inches to 10 feet or higher above the top of your head. Friends, you might feel like there's a string above your head lifting you up towards the sky. You might feel an airy floatiness. You might feel an expansive spaciousness. What I want you to do from here is imagine that there is this large opening at the crown of your head. It's the size of a cereal bowl, right? And I want you to imagine that it extends upwards towards heaven and that God sends this loving, peace-filled oneness energy. It's love, it's joy, it's peace, it's bliss, it's ease, it's grace. And God just sends this energy through the crown of your head. It moves through your head, down through your neck, down through your shoulders, and it starts to pool. This God energy starts to pool around your heart, within your heart. And I just want you to feel that for a moment. And I want you to just tap in and notice. I want you to notice that your heart, your physical heart, is one with your body. And I want you to notice that your heart and your body are one with the air surrounding you. And I want you to notice that your heart, your body, the air surrounding you are one with all life here on earth. All plants, all people, all animals, all life on earth. And now notice how your heart, body, air surrounding you, all life here on earth are connected to everything, everywhere. Friends, did you notice how your body got more expansive, your energy got more expansive, and you could feel out into your auric field, you could feel out into the energy of the world, into the energy of everything everywhere. Friends, that is oneness, and you can carry oneness with you in your everyday. I don't want you to stop here. I don't want you to open up your eyes. I want you to continue this meditation and to see that surrounding you are angels. You have guardian angels around you. You have cherub angels holding this space open for you to get into oneness at any time. You have archangels working with you in every area of your life. You have loved ones on the other side. See them in detail, friends, because you seeing them in detail is the exact same thing as you going to them on the other side, knocking on their door, asking them to spend time with you. They love you so incredibly much. They want to spend time with you. They want to develop that relationship with you. When they're there, you're here. I know it's different, but you can still have that beautiful, incredible relationship. All of these beings, your angels, your guides, your loved ones on the other side, they form your spirit team who's always working to guide you, direct you, protect you. Friends, what I want you to do is just take some time with them right here, right now. What they want you to know is that they are working with you all the time. What they want you to know is that they are sending you signs and symbols to show you that they're next to you. Friends, they ask you to see that they are bringing in gift after gift after gift through your heart chakra to bless your life with miracles. Friends, it's your job to remain open, to believe, and to trust that they are working miracles in your life. Friends, I love you. They love you so incredibly much. Stay open and know, believe, trust, have faith, know like you know that they are working with you always. See you here next time. Have a blessed day.